Hello everybody, it's me, King Warren Murray. And recently I rewatched the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and it made me wonder, what is the Mario timeline? I've seen videos try to talk about this topic, and I've always felt that they weren't 100% accurate. So what did I do? Well, I did exactly that. I went through all the Mario games and I tried to make the most accurate timeline I could based on what I know and how I felt. So, just an FYI, people may disagree with this video, and that's perfectly fine. This is just a theory. So let's not try to get angry about it in the comments, and let's just be nice and enjoy the video.
But before I give my complete Mario timeline, let's set some ground rules. Firstly, they have to be games where Mario is a main character and it isn't a crossover between different universes. Sorry, Rabbids. Secondly, they have to be real, no dreams or plays. So no Super Mario Bros. 2 and Super Mario Bros. 3. Now that we got this out of the way, let's start with what made me make this video in the first place. In the Super Mario Bros. Movie, we learn that Mario and Luigi are living in Brooklyn with their parents. We see that they recently started their dream of creating a plumbing business after quitting Foreman Spike's Wrecking Crew. This means that canonically, Wrecking Crew is the first game to happen in the timeline, likely happening around 2006. Now, you may be asking, where in the world did I get the date 2006? Well, let me explain. In one scene, we see Luigi's phone. Upon looking at phones that look similar to the one shown, his phone looks to be an Apple iPhone Generation 1, placing the events of the movie in at least 2007. At the end of the movie, we see that Luigi and Mario stay in the Mushroom Kingdom, meaning that Mario Bros. Is not canon in the Mario universe, unless it happens in the sewer scene in the movie. I placed the Super Mario Bros. Super Show cartoon segments next as they happen in the Mushroom Kingdom and Mario and Luigi act fairly new to the kingdom in those episodes. After the show, everything plays out in release order. Super Mario Bros., Super Mario World, Super Mario Land, and Super Mario Land 2 6 golden coins. Now, after Super Mario Land 2, we get multiple games happening at the same time, that being the Wario Land series. I'm not going to discuss these games as they are not important to the timeline. Sometime after these games, Mario and Luigi return to Brooklyn to fulfill their plumbing dreams in the live action segments of the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. I placed Super Mario 64 next in the timeline because of two reasons. Firstly, Peach sends Mario a letter asking him to come over for cake, implying that he is not near the castle, let alone in the Mushroom Kingdom. Secondly, when the game starts, Mario jumps out of a warp pipe, almost like the one we see Mario and Luigi go through in the movie. After Super Mario 64, games happen in release order, with the exception of Super Mario 3D Land, which happens later in the timeline. The games that happen are as follows: Super Mario Sunshine, New Super Mario Bros., New Super Mario Bros. Wii, New Super Mario Bros. 2, and New Super Mario Bros. U. After the new Super games, we get Super Mario 3D Land and Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Directly after Captain Toad, Super Mario 3D World happens, with Bowser's Fury happening next and Super Mario Odyssey following suit. The last game to happen is Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I know that you are about to write a, let's just say, kind worded comment about me forgetting the Mario Galaxy games, but don't worry, I didn't forget them. I felt that they deserved to be placed at the very end of the timeline for one very simple reason. These games involve restarting the universe multiple times. I find it highly unlikely that these games can take place any time before the end of the timeline and still make sense. Now, another thing you may be asking yourself is, where are the Yoshi Island games? I, myself, asked that question too, as it didn't make sense for them to be the first games if Mario and Luigi are shown to have grown up in Brooklyn in the movie. But then I got to thinking, what if Mario and Bowser screwed up so bad in the Galaxy games that they completely restarted the whole universe, causing everything to start over? That, my friends, makes complete sense. I mean, come on. The universe is restarted three times. Three times in those games! It makes sense thematically for this to happen and cause the world to start over, making Mario and Luigi born in the Mushroom Kingdom in an alternate timeline. After the universe restarts, Super Mario World 2 Yoshi Island happens. I believe that this game takes place in 1982. Miyamoto himself has said that Mario and Luigi are between the ages of 24 and 25, placing their birth date as 1982. Directly after Yoshi Island, Yoshi's New Island occurs, with Yoshi Island DS soon after. Another split in the timeline occurs with the Yoshi World games. We skip a decade before another game takes place, those being the first two Donkey Kong games, which happened in 2006 and 2007 respectively. After these games, Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels start. The reason that I put this game here on the timeline is because supposedly the Lost Levels happen in a parallel world to that of the original Mario Bros. The next game is Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. I had a hard time placing this game in the timeline because it doesn't really connect to any other Mario games. However, the successors are the Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi series, which also happen to evolve the Yoshi Island games, so I feel that placement is fairly justified. Speaking of which, the timeline splits again for some reason that I do not know, which then brings in the Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi series. The timeline merges one last time for Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, and this is where the timeline ends, with the exception of the games of both series that happen afterwards.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this short little look into the Mario timeline. Although not as in depth about each game, I feel that I brought another version of the timeline to the table that hopefully will make people think. Anywho, see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!